Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this very exciting webinar on to increase the life cycle of your asset with SAP EAM Solutions. I'm Monica, Senior Manager Enterprise Sales for Crave Infotech, and I will be moderating today's session. So we will also going over to this webinar. We'll also show you a live demo for our solution, and that is on to increase the life cycle of your asset with SAP EAM Solutions. This webinar is going to be for about 30 minutes, and then we'll leave around 10 to 15 minutes for the question and answer session. So we'll open the session later for any questions you may have. So please feel free to type them into the Q&A section, and we will try to address them as many as we can. You will be on mute during the webinar, so please raise your hand if you have any questions. So on this webinar, we have Shrikant Nistane from Crave Infotech. Shrikant works as a digital transformation specialist. Shrikant brings in 20 years of specialized implementation experience in enterprise asset management, logistics, supply chain, ISU, CCS. Shrikant has worked with several projects with different capacities ranging from very large customers to SME. Now I will hand it over to Shrikant, who will take you through the whole agenda and present today's session. Over to you, Shrikant.
Thank you, Monica. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Depends upon where you are. Appreciate you joining this webinar. Today we'll talk about the enterprise asset management. So a little bit about Crave Infotech. I'm gonna quickly browse through. So Crave Infotech is a 13-year-old company who is passionate about combining 5 things: SAP Intelligent Enterprise, so that's your ECC or S4HANA, then SAP Cloud Platform. And let me be very clear, the solutions we have, they do not need specifically SAP Cloud Platform, but there are certain cases where we recommend that. Crave prepackaged solutions, we have 50 plus prepackaged solutions. And all this we combine with Zebra mobile computing and technology, also RFID, and geo enablement from here or Google technology. All of this, we have several applications with warehouse management, enterprise asset management, field service, and supply chain. Today, our focus is going to be mainly on enterprise asset management. If you wish to talk about any of the other solutions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be very happy to spend some more time. Or we have several webinars aligned for next several months. Feel free to sign up for them and listen to our solution into other areas. So on the left hand side, we have key partnerships with SAP. We have SAP Sell, Build, and Service, all the 3 partnerships. We are also premier partner with Zebra. We are reseller and also ISV. We partner with Google. We also partner with Amazon Web Services for hosting and using the web services, and also partner with HereMap. Customer base: utilities, oil and gas, pharma, life sciences, chemical, retail, companies like Cintas, high-tech manufacturing, public sector, large organizations like Adani and Reliance. So and so we have a mixed bag with different background, also healthcare. This is about, I talked about 50 plus prepackaged solutions. So we have EAM. This is what we are going to focus about: maintenance, calibration, field service management. So that's mainly focusing into the utilities and energy industry. Scheduling, planning, workbench, facility maintenance, work clearance management, inspection, dispatch. So you name it and they are there, and we'll talk more about them. Supply chain, warehouse, direct store delivery, supplier digital connect, truck loading, production, e-log books, converting all your paper-based process into electronics, production order management, Salesforce automation, connected assets, so telematics, geo enablement, dashboards, approvals, HR, employee performance, IT declarations, employee confirmation, and MDM, so business partner material. So we have basically solution for every department or business process you can think of. I'm going to move on a little bit about us. We grew 75% last year. We grew 50% in team strength. 8 clients were acquired, 16 new projects. Projects went live. A number of employees we touched. So it's a large footprint we were able to achieve. We don't believe we'll be able to achieve the same growth this year, but we are definitely growing. Not to this pace. We are definitely growing. Let's get to the real stuff now. Enterprise asset management. These are the key challenges, and I'm sure you have some more, but resource planning and scheduling is time consuming. Mobilizing plant maintenance processes. A lot of you might be in different phases, right? You might be into the data acquisition, and I'll talk more about that. But depends upon where you are, you might have different challenges. Real-time KPI monitoring, business continuity, offline data, job processing, standard operating processes and compliances, maintain right balance between planned and reactive maintenance, right? And predictive, of course, and situational awareness. So these are some of the challenges we have heard from our customers and also from the organizations like Gartner. Let's talk about EAM innovation. So first step is always the data acquisition. So a lot of organizations are in this phase. The data acquisition means whatever you are doing on paper, now you are digitizing it. You have a mobile application, you have a screen where you enter the data. So that's we call data acquisition. That basically helps you to reduce the manual entries. The next phase is the data validation. So what is data validation? Once they enter the data at the source, you are validating it. So you are maintaining high, low, or counters, or qualitative analysis. You are either doing counter based, qualitative, or quantitative, and you are maintaining the parameters and validation parameters for each of those measurements. That's how you are validating at the source and correcting, allowing the user to correct them if that is a mistake. So that's the data validation. Once the data validation part is done, then you go to the next stage of triggering the corrective actions. For example, you are measuring a temperature and the temperature goes above a certain band. You are supposed to send a corrective action to start the cooling, or somebody to go and look at it. Depends upon what you are working with. You might be working with a pump, you might be working with AC. Depends upon where you are doing, your actions are happening. You can trigger the corrective actions. So first step is data acquisition, second step is data validation, third step is corrective action, triggering corrective actions. And once you are through this, then the next step is predictive analytics. So basically, you are using the data acquisition, data validation related information, and sometimes even corrective actions triggered. Use that historical information, put it into a predictive analytics algorithm, and create the predictive analytics model, which will help you to trigger these corrective actions well in advance. So for example, if you are collecting the information, now this data acquisition can be two ways. This can be manual data acquisition you are doing as a part of the normal process, or it can be real time through the IoT. So you are continuously capturing the data, feeding it to the model you have already created, and then churning out. For example, there is a vibration measurement or a temperature measurement of the lube oil. I'm talking about a pump, or there is a measurement of the pressure at the output of the pump. If you have all these parameters and you feed that through your predictive analytics engine, it should tell you that go and fix this, otherwise you might break the pump and which is gonna bring your whole plant down. So depends upon where you are, we can take you to a specific stage. Of course, we do not recommend somebody to go and implement all these stages at once, because you need certain prerequisites to go to the next level. So first level we have seen is data acquisition. A lot of times we do the data validation as a part of it. Then comes the triggering corrective action. Once you have certain amount of data already maintained, quality data, then we get you into the predictive analytics mode. So this is what the EAM innovations we propose and the different stages, and we work with you, depends upon where you are and what's best for your organization. Let's talk about the typical field workforce management process. So depends upon what type of organization you are. If you are B2B or B2C, you will have if you are B2C, you will have customer facing processes. If you are B2B, you will have work management, internal processes or capital that gets converted into a work order, which goes through a scheduling. Also, you can have geo enablement, where you can see your work on a map. So you can see jobs, vehicles, people on the map, and you can start marrying them together using the geographic information plus the scheduling information coming from SAP or any of the systems you might have. You can start mapping them and then assigning the people and sending that to the right person on the mobile. So we basically help you, and then once those are completed, we have a metrics or a mechanism to identify how to feed that information back more efficiently, which includes corrective actions, and finally obtaining the vehicle analysis. So we have a complete workflow map for you, depends upon where you are. Now, what are the different solutions we have for this? If you are a customer facing organization, we have flexible scheduling. If you are dispatch, for internal and external dispatch, we have flexible dispatch. Tracking and map based dispatch, planning workbench, approvals. You might need approvals for a notification or a work order before it is planned, and we can do that, or after it is planned, you know, the costing. We have several mobile applications from the execution in the field point of view, and then the backend completion. This is just a screenshot, one of our applications look and feel to give you a glimpse. I'm going to walk you through the real application also in next few minutes. Now, what are the things we do? I have given you 4-stage process about very high level, but what we offer is, of course, predictive maintenance, asset manager, preventive, corrective, facilities, calibration, and so forth. This is a little bit more about predictive maintenance, how we can help you. You can read through this. There's a lot of information here about what are the objectives, what are the solutions, what are the benefits, and you will have this PPT as a part of the post webinar. Some of the examples. So SAP has a predictive maintenance solution available that detects emerging issues, analyze root causes, predict future performance, prediction and anomaly detection algorithms, lower maintenance cost, shorter maintenance range time. So all of that you can run through once you have the right data and the algorithms are well set. Asset intelligence network. So this is another offering from SAP, whereby you can share the asset or equipment information between different stakeholders. So that's can be your manufacturer, distributor, or if you have rented it, then the owner of those, or if you own them, and then all can see the right information. So everything updated, if there are any changes in the model, there are any changes in the parameter, those can be communicated centrally. So that's the asset intelligence network. Planning workbench, I'm going to show you this application in a few minutes. This is how we have basically augmented reality integrated in the planning workbench. Preventive maintenance. So in the preventive maintenance, you can see list of maintenance orders once they are created in the SAP. your people can do self-assignment. So applications are well designed for multiple scenarios. Self-assignment for smaller organization units, dispatch-based assignment for larger work where you have to manage larger workforce and you have dispatcher, scheduler, or supervisors who will be managing. So we have solutions built so that they can cater to any size of the organization. Releasing of the order from the mobile off, and all of our EAM solutions work offline, so you don't have to worry about connectivity. Also, they are capable of scanning and even label printing if you want to do that and you have printers available in the field. You can look at equipment history, BOM and non-BOM materials, maintenance reporting, and barcode enablement. These are key features of most of our applications. Calibration is very specialized for pharma, life sciences, chemical, the regulated industry. Integration with SAP PM and QM both. Again, self-assignment, releasing the order. Also, you system will create inspection log after you release order from the mobile itself. Downloading inspection log details, display characteristics, capture measurements, validate. If you remember, I talked about validation of the data. So validation of those measurements based upon the high-low points of the characteristics. There is a configurable workflow on the mobile, printing label on the plant shop floor so that you can attach those labels, stick those labels onto your equipment. And of course, they have offline capability. And calibration, preventive maintenance, all of our applications have gone through the FDA approval. The plants who are using, they have gone through FDA approval. So they are already validated. Breakdown and general maintenance. Again, in this case, because this is specifically for breakdown and general, you can create notification while you are in field. You can create work order while you are field. If you find out something to be done, you can quickly do that. Release order, self-assignment, catalog selection, push notification. So if there is anything happening in the back end, user will get the push notification. Camera, you can attach pictures, you can attach documents, and rest still is basic. You can also transfer work to other people. So all those features are already built in. This is a very specialized application we have, which helps you to asset, we call asset inventory and inspection both. So if you are from a utility transmission or large geographical based organization and you want to create a repository of your assets, including the geolocation of the asset, because you know a lot of times if assets are out in the field, you have no address, but you want to capture where they are located. Our application, your person can be on the mobile, he goes there, stands close to your asset and says this asset is here, this equipment is here, and it will capture lat long so that you can bring it back and digitize that, digitize that in your system. It can be SAP, it can be GIS, wherever you want to do it. And also you can inspect them. So those you can take picture so that you can capture picture over a period of time and find and analyze over a period of time how the applications have behaved over a period of time and make some decision. For example, if it is a electric pole and wooden pole, you can take pictures and find out whether you need to replace the pole. Same with other assets too. This is another example of utility companies using this application for asset inspection. Field Service Manager, this application is very specifically designed for energy industry. So this includes meter work. There are 46 processes included in this: meter, construction, permitting. So all of those processes are already built in, including the completion forms, and ready to go. Again, offline, barcode enabled, printing, capturing images, those functionalities are available in this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you Real quick, I'm going to take you and show our applications. So this is what we call our launchpad, right? If you are using Fiori, then probably you'll realize this is our Fiori launchpad, and every tile represents an application from us. So I'm gonna today take you to our EAM bench. We call Field Workforce Management. Here we go. Okay. So this is one of our templates. So what we did is we have created several templates which you can enjoy. Okay. So this is for, of course, this template you have routine, preventive, right, corrective, and breakdown maintenance activities. So you can configure this depending upon how you want to see. Now this job is oil leak gearbox, right? You have the order header. When I click on this, I can see the history, failed task history, work order history, measurement document history, parts consumed. So you have everything at your fingertips to make the right decision. You can view the notification details. So what was the object parts, damages, causes, you can bring in all those details. If there are any objects assigned, you can see them. And then the operation which is assigned to you, you'll be able to see here. When I click on operation, I can see, again, I can see the view notification. I can create notification if I see something is not working there, right? I can look at the measuring points, so they can be pass, fail. So qualitative, they can be quantitative. If they are quantitative, I can enter the results. If they're qualitative, I can do pass, fail, right? And then I can also select material. I can add material. I can view notification. This will have slightly different view if we need. And then once I complete the job, I will be able to add the what part was replaced, what was the damage, what was the cause, and I can add the description. I can also add the time which I used to complete. Okay, and I can specify if there is any work not remaining. So this is a very simple and easy template for anybody to follow through. So this is an example of one of our maintenance templates. Let me see if I can show any other. So here you can see you have work order, also work clearance management. We are probably the only organization who has been able to bring work clearance management on the mobile from SAP. So same what we have seen before, right? That will be the work order and work clearance management here. All the WCDs, work clearance devices, documents will come. You have an ability to see the details. You can change them, right? Whether it's closed, type A, type B, and you can save if needed. You can provide the feedback of what happened. You can approve or you can reject, and you can also specify that the work has started. So it's very easy, and that directly updates SAP in the backend. You also have notification approval. So if there is approval needed, all the notifications which needs to go through approval, they will come here. They can see the notification details and they can either approve or they can reject. So very simple and easy to use. Another thing I wanted to show you is that these applications are responsive. That means the same application will work on a desktop or it will work on a mobile phone. It will adjust its behavior automatically, or it can work. This is how it will look like on a tablet. So it's fully responsive, works on Android, iOS, or Windows, doesn't matter. Okay. So even if you don't have devices, your people can use these applications in the office using desktop so that they can do it effectively. So that was another application I wanted to bring it to your attention. Let me see if I can show. This is my favorite, but I think I'm having some challenge. Okay, there might be something going on. Okay, never mind. We will, another asset related is we have a solution complete end-to-end for asset lifecycle management. So this is a solution we have built whereby you can manage and maintain the life cycle. So that includes from that starts from creating PR, releasing PR, creating purchase order, releasing purchase order, and then once you release purchase order, you can create asset. So when the assets come in, You can update assets, right? I'll show you that. This is an example. You can update single or bulk asset update. Then as the assets are updated and they are commissioned, you might be transferring asset from one location to another. So you have a special asset transfer form to make it digitize your process, whereby one company or one department is asking to transfer to another department. So it goes through the asset transfer form, and then it goes through the asset approval. So somebody who is requested to transfer, they can approve, right, or reject the request. Then it goes to the delivery confirmation. So this is an application which is basically goes to a driver who is moving from one place to another, and he can capture signature and everything when he takes from one place to another. And finally, all the details comes to a desk. He or she can review the details, and then assets are updated in SAP. So we have that complete asset lifecycle management also nailed down for you. So that's another application in our toolkit. So there are many applications. This is another application where we have built a graphical dashboard. Yeah. So here you can see it's actually fetching data real time. So you can see all of your resources, what's the work is assigned, your all of the orders. We have a function called recommended that basically goes into the system, finds out the most eligible or top 3 people who can be working on this based upon their skill set, based upon their availability. They will do that there also. You can mass change, you can assign, unassign. So several solutions related to the asset enterprise asset management. With that, let me go back. What I'll do is now I will basically open this up for question and answer. The next step is means you can bring 3 of your top digital transformation challenges. Let us know how you are using your how you are maintaining your assets. Those can be equipment, those can be high value assets in your stores or in your offices. We'll be happy to talk about that and see how we can help you to digitally transform them and maintain them better with collection of the data, so digitization of the information, um, analysis of the data, corrective actions, and also predictive actions, analyzing through the predictive maintenance schedule. We also do UI UX, no obligation, no string attached mobility assessment. Feel free to reach out to us, visit us at App Center, and look at all the apps we have built. You can reach out to us at these email addresses. Also, we have another email address which is not there, is the contact@craveinfotech.com. With that, we'll open for questions if you have any. I see one question here. Are these apps are on cloud or on premise? Very good question. So these apps works on both on premise or cloud. We have both the offerings. Definitely these apps use Fiori as the backbone, and if you don't have Fiori, then we can use the SAP Cloud Platform on Fiori. So yeah, they work both places. Any other questions? I see another comment here. Let me open the chat. Is it possible to add offline support to Cement? Yes, it is actually offline. All of our applications I have demonstrated or talk about today, they work offline, all of them. Oh, warehouse software. Yes, of course. Warehouse is another end-to-end solution we have. Let me try to take you to the warehouse application. So This is our warehouse management application, which has inbound, outbound, physical inventory, and internal transfer. All these around 49 processes are already built in. Inbound, we have goods receipt, goods reversal, goods return, put away, all of them. And the key part is, and I'm going to bring in, because you asked this question, let me bring in real quick another presentation which is already open. So we bring in two key things about the warehouse. One is we help you to simplify your UI. You might be or may not be using SAP console, tech console, ITS mobile. We bring you to the C maintenance. So we simplify the user interface from green, black, blue screen. Plus we simplify your architecture. In case of SAP console, tech console, web console, even ITS mobile, there is a middleware which adds latency, which adds complexity, and you have to maintain additional skill sets. And with ITS mobile, the middleware has been minimized or reduced, but basically your user interface is very limited. It only works for certain form factor and certain type of devices. With Fiori Crave app, it works everywhere. I have shown you. It works on mobile, tablet, everywhere. And this is how our application looks like. Same application works on small form factor, mid-size, tablets, and different, even RFID. Hope that answers your question. If you need more, please reach out to us. If you can type, I don't see your name. It says anonymous. If you can know your name, we can probably reach out to you and talk about that. Can you type your name, please? Next question is related to equipment transfer is process. Yeah, we also have the equipment, so you can see the whole equipment functional hierarchy on the mobile. You can move them from one place to another. Yes, we have all of that already built into the application. May we know whose questions are these? Somehow I don't see your name. It says anonymous attendee. That will help us. These options are available for SAP Business One, or is it only? Yeah, good question. We have many of these are available for B1 also. So there are many applications. They are enabled for B1, including warehouse management. So you can definitely reach out to us, talk to us more. I think this is Suresh. So Suresh will reach out to you definitely. Anything else?
Can we have 2-3 more questions in Q&A section?
Oh, is it? Oh, oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Since solutions works offline, on what frequency data gets pushed? Real time. It's real time for any event happening on the mobile phone. Yeah, thank you, Akshay. Thank you for sharing your name. I appreciate that. The demo runs on cloud platform. How do you run the application on device? Yeah. So the application on the device is you just package it. The same code gets packaged for Android and iOS, and then it runs for on the FLP or cloud platform, not cloud platform, the Fiori Launchpad. It's a link, but on the mobile, it's a we have to package it, but it's the same code base. And that also enables your another thing I didn't mention is all of our applications are validated by companies like Zebra. That means they are validated for memory leak, they are validated for battery usage, they are validated for integration with SAP, and they are validated for user interface. So, and also we have built in all the we call Zebra DNA. That's an example, right? It's also with Panasonic or Samsung or Honeywell. So our application know how to effectively utilize camera, how to effectively utilize keyboard, how to effectively utilize the scanning. So all that is already built into the solution, and that's all comes as a part of the packaging. Do you have any app related to SAP ETM? Raghavendra, let's have a follow-up conversation. We want to understand your use case and then determine what's best for you. So if that is okay, Swarup, do we have details about Raghavendra?
Yeah, we do have.
Okay.
With Raghavendra, I think the Chandan want to ask one question. I'm just unmuting Chandan. Chandan, you
Okay,
can
go ahead.
ask your question now.
You can unmute everybody if they want to ask question, no problem.
Yeah. Chandan, please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes.
Chandan.
Okay. My question is, I understood that there is offline, and this is Fury as well. So it's good to understand that Fury works offline, which I was not aware of.
Hmm.
How does it work? If I have a Fury on-prem server, is the code deployable into on-prem, or I will have to go into a cloud solution of Fury which you would have built, and that will.
No. You don't have to go to cloud solution. No. So for offline, we use something called SAP Mobile Service, right? That helps us to manage your users, manage the conflict resolution, all of that. So that creates a framework for the offline. Yes, but you don't have to go to cloud, Fury Cloud. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Which company you are from?
I'm from JMC Projects,
Okay,
Kalpataru Group
okay,
company.
okay. Yeah. So we actually created our IP to make the Fury offline in addition to the SAP standard tools, and they can be leveraged.
Okay.
Anybody else has any other question? You feel free to ask. You can unmute everybody, Swarup.
Yeah, Akshay is asking, do you have insurance master as well in your EM mobility solution?
Insurance master. Could you give me use case, Akshay, please?
Ak- Akshay, you are unmute. You can talk.
Akshay?
Akshay, please go ahead and talk.
Am I audible?
Yeah, Akshay.
Yes.
So insurance master is basically a part of ETM master data, which requires frequent updates on recurring basis. So mobility, could define a best use case. It becomes handy to operate and to give updates. So is there a possibility there?
Yeah. So when you say insurance master, this is about the insurance. So are you into what's your use case? I'm
So,
just trying to figure out so that I can.
insurance master basically it's a part of ETM.
Hmm.
So all sort of insurances related to equipment, right?
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, equipment which runs on wheels, which required some compliances like RTOs or maybe some other compliances respectively, I mean, with respect to statutory compliances of each and every state. So SAP has
Right.
given functionality as an insurance master in ETM. So any mobility solution for that?
Yeah. So what we have done is we don't have anything probably specific uh, there, but we have several other. Okay, so that's part of the equipment and tool management, right?
Correct.
Okay. We have warranty management, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
think what we have done is we have created reusable components, right? So user interface is much easier for us. So it's just basically hooking up with the backend. So I think I will have to have some deeper discussion with our technical team, with
Mm-hmm.
you, and determine how we can meet your requirement.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay, we can organize that. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anything else?
Please raise
Okay.
your hand or type question in Q&A if you have.
Okay, excellent. That was very nice interaction. I appreciate you joining the webinar today and making it more interactive and lively. Please reach out to us for the further steps. Our team will definitely be in touch with you. It can be educational, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be a business only, but we'll be happy to talk to you and see how we can help and help you to improve the life of your assets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you all. You all will receive the recording of this webinar in your inbox. Thank you.